Hello everybody and welcome back to Arcangulus Gaming. Arcangulus here bringing you some more Space Engineers and my Heaven's Gate saga. Now, in the last episode we spawned in this nice respawn pod, but before I get to that and tell you exactly what's been going on, let me just ask, can you guys subscribe? Remember to smash that like button, tap that notification bell and leave us that nice comment below. Now guys, if you remember last time we were here, we built the basic refinery and the connections so that we could actually connect up to the cargo pod. Since then, got the basic assembler online and that's all functioning correctly. And now, as you can see, we now have a drill head and an ore detector. And that ore detector has been an absolute godsend. Because let's get that footing right. Because right in here is a ton of uranium. So I was thinking about what to do and how to do it. Because I mean, after all, we've only got the one drill head at this moment in time, and we are not exactly kitted out for this sort of thing. So I've been umming and ahhing about what to do, guys, and I'm thinking we've got this huge aperture right here that we could do something with. We could build ourselves something to then be able to create our carrier, and then maybe kit this out with a couple more drill heads either side, and be able to, maybe even one underneath or something like that, and be able to drill out our uranium. Maybe even move that assembler somewhere else on this rig. Now, what I was thinking of doing, let me just come out of here for a second and out of the ship, is I've taken out these two slopes here and here, and I was trying to figure out how on earth could I get a connection in. Now, the only way I'm thinking of doing this is I'm going to have to take out this panel here. Oh, but there's a battery underneath. Of course there's a battery underneath. Right. Okay, so can we... Yes, we can. That isn't moving either. So now what I'm thinking of doing is move this basic refinery over here so we get a much more streamlined craft. I don't know why I didn't do this to begin with. It should have been the first thing that I did. Now, because that will fit in very nicely there. Alright, as you can see, I've got a ton of stuff that was processing in there at that time, so it's going to be a little bit of a case of throw things in as we go. Probably through here. No, because they're still taking out the drill head, isn't it? I mean, this is the problem I've got at the moment, is what to do with all this resource whilst this is processing. But yeah, actually what I can do is that, oh, look at that, I didn't realise I had already picked up some uranium. Uranium must have been closer to the surface than I thought it was. So this is cool. So what I'm thinking is if we can figure out what the rotation of the sun is, because at the moment it is right above us, we need to figure out where we can build and how we can build, because then from there we can build ourselves the carrier, use this respawn pod as, like I said, a more glorified mining vessel, really.
Inventory full.
Well, at least we're getting rid of the stone, at least.
Inventory full.
No, I can't put that in there.
Inventory full.
Alright, so at least we got the more important stuff out there. I'll put in the components last. There we go. Which is also the other thing. We're going to need a lot more room. Like, a lot. To be able to figure out what we do, how we do it. I mean, I've already butchered this craft enough. Trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. So, this is why I'm thinking we really need to create a base somewhere. So, probably the easiest way of doing this is to figure out where the sun rotates. At the moment, it seems to have come down this way. Down there. Down there. I bet I know exactly how this is going to work. Yeah, so we're looking really over this way. So, if we were to choose a Pikachu, you've discovered Imperial Prospects. Oh, there's a mining transport somewhere beneath us. Yeah, so if we were to sort of build our base off of, say, here, I think this would probably be the best place to really start something new. So, I'm going to drop a waypoint. Going to get close to this edge here and drop a waypoint in here. So, nuke from current position. We'll call this Wolf Knight Base. Discovered claim traffickers. Okay. Right, so based on what I can see here, right, that's hooked onto there like that. That's hooked onto there like that. So if I do that, I've just had an idea, because if we move the ore detector and the basic assembler, oops, why didn't that register? Right. So the basic assembler we'll put there, and the ore detector yeah, we'll have it that way around. Like that. So. That way it gives it brings it within the scope, if you will, of the craft. I don't know why I didn't think of this before. So much easier. Okay. Alright, so there we have it. We got a much more streamlined vessel, and we can get more more drill heads in here. Okay. Let's get started on this, because see, how would this work? Because that's a conveyor there. Oh, I see. So what we could do... Oops. Steel catwalk plate. You have to research it. Okay. Steel catwalk.
Energy low.
So I need to... Okay, I know what I can do. And then I can sort out my energy situation. Now, where was it? Is it that one there? Yeah. Okay, by building the interior wall, you've unlocked new components, which includes the steel catwalk. Okay, so this is going to be more of a corridor rather than being able to walk around here by the time we're done here, because now where everything's all over the shop at the moment, so it's a case of finding things. Okay, let's go conveyor. Probably easier than messing around here. So if we go with this one, like that, to hold it in place. Then, yeah, question is, how do we get to that one down there? By going through this triangular piece here. We can then if we go conveyors again, grab the conveyor junction and his interior plate.
Energy critical.
Trying to get as much done as I can before I ran out of energy was probably a dumb idea. Right, but we are going to have to get this component put back in before we can put in this triangular corner piece again. There we go. And see if we can find drills. Gonna add that in, take that out. There we are. Drill. So we got the outline sorted out anyways. So let's get this built first. So yeah. So I just need what, 8 more small steel tubes. Right, so we need 120 plus 180 minus 53. So what's that? 300, 250, 247 steel plate. There we go. Sorry, I had to count that one in my head. Hold on, I could have got that straight from here. Five computer, 5 motor. God, it's going to be so much easier once we get the bigger assembler. 12 large steel tube. $18 construction comp. Oops, okay, make it 20 then. Right, but having this other one, we should be able to at least get the command module through the further into the rock face where the uranium is, which is somewhere in here. I don't see any uranium deposits, so I don't know where I got the uranium from. Unless it's this dark and motley stuff, but I always thought that was stone. But it's in there. Right, how are we doing on the production side of things? I had the large steel tubes last because they really do take the longest. Right, so that's connected now through there, through a conveyor block behind there, goes up and then through into there, underneath into our assembler. So, into our refinery, sorry. Our assembler is currently there, although that we could replace with a full-on assembler. Should make things a lot easier. So let's have a look into that. So full-on assembler, need 140 sheet. This is just going to be really an exercise in just getting this ship ready more than anything. See, 80 construction. Probably going to get a load of materials back, but I think it'd be better if we just build it all from scratch. So 20 motors. Oops. 10 display. Oh, now there's the problem. 10 metal grid. I forgot about that. We need cobalt, so we need to go find some cobalt. So for now, hello. We've lost a part. Okay. Now, frankly, that was my fault. I mean, I should have checked everything. There is... I see, that is not going to connect onto that. If I want to do what I want to do... Oh, no, that... So if we get rid of that, because now we've got access to the steel catwalk, we can use that instead. So let's get the steel catwalk in. Get the one without the Okay, why did you jump off? "15 small steel tubes." Okay. Hey. "9 interior, 15 small steel tube." Okay. Hey, why not? There we go. Okay, so now we've got a platform in between. Okay, cool, cool, cool. As you can see, a lot of this ship is now turning into scrap metal. But if we leave a marker here for uranium, I'll be right back. Right, now let's go hunting for some cobalt. Okay, so we've got the main one here. Okay, I thought I saw some additional asteroids. So once we're heading in that general direction, let's get our ore detector sorted out. Because we need to find cobalt. We find cobalt, two things can happen. One, we can build that assembler. And two, we can actually upgrade our tools from the basic tools up to the next, to the tier 1 grade. Magnesium and silver. Alright, well that is good to know. So we'll drop a marker here. MG AG. So we'll then go back to those over there, and we've got choices. Looks like some pirates over that way. Not sure how we're going to get a refinery on this thing. Yeah, proper refinery. Don't think that's going to happen. Too tight a ship to be able to do that. Okay, what we got here? Ice. Well, that's not a problem, because we do need some ice eventually. So asteroid, ice. Well, we're pointing this way, might as well go that way. I bet it's on that asteroid back there. Oh, there's another one above it. Well, we are discovering where things are at the moment, so you know, it's like when I did the Never Surrender campaign. We spent ages wandering around trying to find gold, silver, magnesium, platinum. Eventually found it all, made it so much easier for them building the Artemis. Oh, brilliant. Another ice asteroid. Nothing else. Alright, well, we'll drop another GPS for this one. Asteroid. Ice. Right, where are we? Let's head towards that one there. Head back towards our starting position. Actually, that is a good point. I have no idea what our batteries are at. I see. %65%, because what I'm thinking is one of the things we desperately need to put on this is going to be a set solar panels. Because we really need to start thinking about energy management. like now. So what I could do is if I take some more of those panels off, those slope panels, I could lay, at least on the top end, I could lay down some solar panels on that. Kidding me, this rock has got nothing. Oh, no, it's got nickel. Nickel is actually, as I found out in another playthrough, it's actually sometimes you can actually need a lot of and not realise it. Alright, let's head back over this way, see what else we've got. So I think from there we'll take that one over to the left. What? Oh, behind there. Oh, okay. That's the useful thing about the build info mod. Really does help you when you have a situation like that. Hitting multiple keys at once, not a good idea. Nickel and magnesium. Alright, well at least we've got nickel close by. And magnesium as well. So... okay. So, asteroids that are close by. Well, we got those above, we got that one up there, I suppose, is also close by, but there's two over there. I'm sort of tempted to go this way. Alright, sorry guys. Okay, so where was I? Yeah, we were heading towards those asteroids. Wow, that's a large asteroid. Might want to slow down for this one, actually, thinking about it, and then do maybe a close flyby on the surface. Nickel, iron. I'm not saying that, it seems to have found everything. Right. Why does the game keep on flicking out? Cobalt, brilliant. This is the stuff that we're looking for. Okay, let's see if we can find. Doesn't look like there's anything on that side of it. Nothing there either. Just want to check around to see if there's a... Oh, hello, there's an entrance here. $40 meters. Surface deposit. That's what I'm after. We don't need much of this. At least not to begin with. That should be enough just to get us started. So, asteroid, cobalt. Right, so that's the important stuff dealt with. Right, and we've got a ton of other markers now, you know, all leading us to all different things. So I'm going to head back to one of these with the ice. I'm going to grab some ice and let the cobalt process. So what I'll do is I will leave this episode here, and next episode we'll continue from basically where we left off. Oops. So hope you guys have a great day. Remember, be happy, be nice to each other. Remember to subscribe, and I'll catch you next time on Arcangulus Gaming. Alright guys, as you can see, I've now got myself the ice. I'm now back at our, what we call the Wolf Knight base location, near to our uranium deposit, and I'm starting to plan out the size of our ship. Now I've done 41 blocks wide, and this is going to be like the mid deck. I think that should be big enough in theory. for what we need to do. I'm thinking maybe use some like the corridor components in the middle or something like that to be able to work out the size. Now all I'm doing, I'm just laying out the blocks. I was thinking first thing to do now that we're back here is we're close to a silver deposit. So I'm thinking if we get some silver, get that refined up, we can make a med center. Get the med center sorted out, and we will be laughing. Now, obviously, the other thing we can do is on the underside of here. If we sling some battery arrays, and for now some solar panels, we could have them charging up in readiness for us to be able to start utilizing it not only as a base but also as a as the ship that we're going to be using in the end. Right. So, what I'm thinking is if I bring in the passageway sections, so we've got the passage, these passage sections here, we could probably utilize as basically flooring, as well as them being originally intended as walls. Because you also got the passage 2 sections, passage 3 sections, which also have the railing as well. So either that, or we just utilize a standard section for the walkways, but I think that's a bit too boring. It's been done over and over and over again. So I'm thinking if we have something like this, if I move a little closer, you can see. Then, oops. You got the stripping at the bottom there, and then you got like what looks like compartments and things like that on the side. So, we need some interior for this. The question is, do I have any left? No, and I've also used up most of my sheet metal as well, so get 100 out on the go, 100 of the other. Now what I'm thinking of also doing is like I say, I've removed most of the scripts, mods, save for the build info and what's the other one I left in? Oh, that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing all of that. Sorry, I was getting distracted by that.
Energy low.
Yeah, so what was the other mod that I left in? Oh yeah, the ore detector mod. Sorry. Long day at work in between doing segments of this video. I'm forgetting what's what. Anyway, yeah. So on top of that, we can still use scripts, and it's not really much of a big deal. Just to sort of manage some of the inventory out. And I'm thinking Izzy's is the ideal one for this venture. Alright, so we've got about 100 of each. So let's go back to our mid-deck, if you will. So we could do something like that. But then you got the step up. And there was me thinking I'd be smart, but if we had doors, there's always going to be a step down. Well, doesn't stop us from having like the main passageways as being sort of like a combination of everything. So yeah, we could do like and then where's passage 2? Then we can have something like that in between, and then obviously we'll have to figure out something for going over the top. Then on top of that, well, we'll have to anyway, because if we then got rid of, I'm going to say this section here, we also need some doors. That's the new control panel pedestal. Doors. Yep, we have unlocked the doors. Cool. Awesome. So we are going to need to figure out what we're going to do here. So now that looks awful. Let's check that out from the other side. See what that's doing there. I mean, we can always use some half wall, but that then also causes complications as well. But saying that, we could use that slope section that ends in a half wall. Or we can just use a sliding door. But saying that, that is actually... But then again, we'd need it in the centre, we'd need to put in some raised sections. Again, that's more materials. Now, so yeah, it's hard trying to figure out how to build something of this sort of magnitude. I mean, that's got a step section as well. So does, well, sort of, so does the half door one. Right, I think we'll just use the offset door there. I mean, each of these rooms can be quite high. We could even have like maybe even from another deck, maybe have like some steps coming down into the medical room, or even have 2 decks for the medical room. Maybe the lower deck would have like the the actual medical room itself, which we do need to get in here. Now for some reason I can't see it for looking. Excuse me. Oh, it's right there. Right in front of me. There we go. So, we've got the medical room itself. So, we will need this in here somewhere. And obviously, when we do, as you can see, we're going to need the random bits and pieces up and down. On top of that, tell you what, for this, I'm going to put this in the next tab along. I wish I had this one here as well, but I don't have the decorative blocks yet. You got the medical stations themselves. I was thinking maybe we can do some rooms upstairs, which utilise them. Round beacon from decorative pack. Right, this has got the stairwell in it. Yeah, we could use a steel catwalk for the upper room. No, we can't. No, we can't. That's stupid because of the fact that if we're going to build anything on it, we can't build anything on the steel catwalk. So inset lights, yeah, I'd love them. Railings, probably need those as well. Sofas, planters. Don't want the weapons racks, but we would need maybe the toilets. Doesn't look like they've given us the no, the dispensers would be down here, so that would be vending machine and dispensers, so that'd be under the ATM section. So yeah, these are all things that we could use in this medical room that we're about to build. We just got to figure out how big this is going to be, whether we're going to maybe have another corridor over here, and then maybe have like some interlinking sections, as you know, like T junctions and stuff as we're going along. Yeah, why not? Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Passage 2, passage 3, okay. So if we sort of do the same over here, so we've got passage 2s, and then passage 3s. and then we can figure out what we want as we go along. But this sort of helps us to get an idea of the scale and the magnitude of what we're building. Yeah, because all along this section here and then that section over there we could put berths.
Energy low.
Sort of just planning how we do things is going to take a little bit of time. Right, let's go after that unknown signal, see what we can get out of it. But I think we're starting to get a bit of an idea of what we're doing over the with the carrier. Alright, see what we get. Ah, another leopard welder. Oh, look at that, an enhanced hand drill as well. Which is the point, we got all that cobalt and we still haven't made ourselves the any of this enhanced set at all. And yet we've got the drill already. Okay, let's think about this logically, where we're going to put stuff. Because if we're going to put like blocks over the top, Actually, what type of blocks do we want to do? Because I'm thinking we want the ones with the interior lighting. Progression. Let's see. Have we got interior? Oh, I think I've missed it somewhere. Nope, we've already got it. Otherwise, we wouldn't have passageway. That's right. Yeah, they're in there. Yeah. But these use interior plate. Choices. Alright, yeah, we'll do it. I don't think I've got these the right way up. Okay, let's try this again. Because it's got to have... Oh. Okay. 7. Okay, so that then creates a corridor for us. Sort of like that. I mean, we could always put lighting panels all the way down there as well to sort of create a flattened area. Right. Now this creates this room. Yeah, if you will. And this is sort of what I was talking about. There's this block here. Does nicely for this sort of thing. And then yeah, but then we can use this one, which has got this well, various shapes on it. So we could do something like that. Sort of coming around the room. Depends on how big we want this room as well. And then if we're having a stairwell coming up, then we're going to want to get rid of them. Use the actual stairs themselves. Sort of going up.
Energy low.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it is a bit of a planning stage game, and at the moment, just sort of trying to figure out what we want to do where and how big we want it. So I'm going to keep on playing around. So I'll catch back to you in a second. Alright, so I've spent a bit of time looking at this, and I think I've got a layout that I like. I've got some desks here, like a little reception area with some couches. Even got the dispensers in and the vending machine. Got you a couple of medical rooms. Plants are here. A couple of these like medical beds. Some lab equipment, and even a couple of crates. A wall to divide as well. So got that layout looking pretty sweet, and that's just on one level. So I've got rid of that staircase that was protruding out of the top. Now in the meantime, I've also added in a couple of connectors and all these solar panel arrays. My hope is whilst I'm actually working on stuff, like at the moment I'm producing for all the 30 batteries that are sitting underneath the medical room. I've also got the refinery going with a load of iron, and if I go to our cargo, as you can see, I've got tons of iron to slowly but surely work through, as well as cobalt. Now I'm going to need some proper refineries soon to also churn through the uranium. So having the multiple deck idea is not a bad concept, because we are going to need some way of being able to put at a standing upright, that is, sorry, we're going to need to be able to put in the proper refineries, so that we can also add in all of the yield modules on the back. Because if we go like this, actually just turning it that way, you can see we're talking about 5 high here. So this thing is probably going to be a little bigger than the rooms that we're going to have anyway, because even the middle deck that's going to be from here down to the bottom of the next deck down. So probably the best way of doing this would be to have the original refineries, but maybe have them lying on their belly or even on their sides, and then having plenty of room to get between them as if, you know, performing maintenance. Because if we were to go for the new industrialized ones, we're going to have a much bigger ship. And I'm already wondering about the size of it already. I mean, do we have the ability to get those in and still have room to maneuver? I mean, we've got internal plates there, so yeah, I mean, I am wondering about that. So I think between now and next episode, what I'll probably do is I'll probably get in the next floor underneath, and then maybe plonk a silhouette down for the industrial refinery and see what we can play with. What room do we have? What clearances do we have? And sort of go from there. I'm also going to hopefully get the spawn pod recharged. I mean, at the moment it says fully depleted in like 16 or 17 hours. Oops. That's because these are not, at the moment, not fully achieving the solar. So that's the other thing, is turning all of this into a turreted tracking solar array, so that we can get as much sunlight as we can. And we're going to have to figure something out for the for this entire build as well, in terms of what do we do with solar arrays. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I've been enjoying the series so far, and I'll catch you next time on Space Engineers and Heaven's Gate Scenario.